Imagine living in a quiet community, going about your normal evening, and suddenly armed men invade your area, shooting, causing panic, and taking people away. This is not a movie scene. This is the harsh reality that residents of a community in Kwara State recently faced. Reports indicate that suspected terrorists stormed the area, kidnapped 4 people, and left both a Nigerian Army officer and a local vigilante injured in the process. This latest incident has once again raised serious concerns about safety and security in parts of Nigeria, especially in communities that many people once believed were peaceful. According to information published by Sahara reporters on February 15, 2026, the attackers reportedly entered the community in a coordinated manner, targeting residents and confronting local security presence. During the incident, 4 individuals were abducted and taken away to an unknown location, while an army officer and a vigilante member were injured during the confrontation. While details are still emerging, local accounts suggest the attack caused fear and confusion, forcing many residents to flee or hide for safety. These kinds of attacks have become increasingly worrying, especially as they now affect areas beyond previously known hotspots. Before we go deeper, if you care about staying informed on important national developments like this, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others. Your engagement helps ensure more people stay aware of what is happening across Nigeria. And I'd also like to hear your thoughts, so feel free to comment below as we continue this discussion. Well, now let's break down exactly what happened based on available reports and local information. The attackers were reportedly armed and moved into the community with clear intent. Their arrival was sudden, and it appears they caught many residents off guard. Communities like this often rely on a combination of formal security forces such as the military and informal local security groups known as vigilantes. These vigilantes are usually community members who volunteer or are organized to help protect their neighborhoods. During the attack, an army officer who was present in the area reportedly confronted the attackers along with local vigilantes. This suggests there was some level of resistance, and it was not a situation where the attackers moved freely without challenge. However, despite these efforts, the attackers were still able to abduct 4 individuals. Both the army officer and 1 vigilante member were injured during the confrontation, highlighting the danger faced by those trying to protect their communities. At this time, the identities of the kidnapped victims have not been widely disclosed in public reports. It is also unclear whether the attackers specifically targeted these individuals or whether they were randomly selected. In many similar cases across Nigeria, kidnappings are often carried out for ransom, while in other situations they may be linked to broader terror activities or attempts to destabilize communities. This incident is not happening in isolation. Kwara State, which was once considered relatively peaceful compared to some northern regions, has seen increasing security challenges in recent years. Her reports indicate that extremist groups and armed bandits have expanded their activities into areas previously thought to be safer. According to recent analysis, terrorist groups have increasingly used forests and remote areas near Kwara as hideouts, allowing them to launch attacks on nearby communities. The Nation newspaper won. In fact, earlier in February 2026, Kwara State experienced one of its deadliest incidents in recent memory. Hundreds of militants attacked villages including Woro and Nuku, killing over 160 people and kidnapping several others. Wikipedia. 2. This tragic event shocked the nation and demonstrated how serious the security situation has become in parts of the state. When you connect that earlier massacre with this latest kidnapping, it becomes clear that there is an ongoing pattern of attacks targeting vulnerable communities. These attackers often strike suddenly, move quickly, and disappear before large security reinforcements arrive. This makes it extremely difficult for local communities to defend themselves, even with vigilante support. One important question many people are asking is, how are these attackers able to operate so freely? Security experts believe several factors may contribute to this situation. One of the main challenges is geography. Many parts of Kwara State are connected to forest regions that stretch across multiple states and even into neighboring countries. These forests provide hiding places for armed groups, allowing them to plan attacks and escape afterward. Another factor is limited security presence in rural areas. But while cities may have stronger police and military presence, smaller communities often rely heavily on vigilantes and occasional patrols. This creates vulnerabilities that attackers may exploit. It is also important to understand the role of vigilantes in communities like this. Vigilante groups often serve as the first line of defense. They know the terrain, they know the people, and they can respond quickly. However, they usually do not have the same level of equipment or training as official military forces. This means that when heavily armed attackers strike, vigilantes face serious risks. The injury of both an army officer and a vigilante in this incident highlights the reality that even trained personnel face danger in these situations. It also shows that there was resistance, which may have prevented even worse outcomes. For residents of the affected community, the psychological impact of this attack cannot be overstated. Beyond the immediate fear and trauma, there is also uncertainty about the fate of the kidnapped victims. Families are left waiting, hoping, and praying for the safe return of their loved ones. Kidnapping incidents often create long-term emotional and economic effects. Families may struggle financially, especially if ransom demands are made. Communities may also experience a reduced economic activity as people become afraid to farm, travel, or conduct business normally. This situation also raises broader national concerns. Security remains one of the most important issues affecting daily life in Nigeria. When attacks occur in new areas, it raises questions about preparedness, response, and prevention. Government authorities and security agencies have been working to address these challenges, including deploying military units, conducting patrols, and strengthening intelligence operations. However, the size of the country and the complexity of the threat make it a difficult task. Many Nigerians are also calling for stronger collaboration between federal security agencies and local communities. Community-based intelligence can play a critical role in identifying threats early and preventing attacks before they happen. Another important aspect is the need for trust between communities and security forces. When residents trust authorities, they are more likely to share information that can help prevent attacks. At the same time, it is important to avoid spreading panic or misinformation. While the situation is serious, accurate reporting and calm communication are essential to ensuring effective response and public understanding. Let's pause for a moment and reflect on the human side of this story. Behind every report of 4 people kidnapped are real individuals with families, friends, and lives interrupted. Behind every injured officer is someone who risked their safety to protect others. These stories remind us of the importance of resilience and unity during difficult times. If you've been following this story or similar incidents, take a moment to share this video, subscribe to the channel, and join the conversation in the comments. Your voice matters, and staying informed is one of the first steps toward understanding and addressing these challenges. Now, another key question many people are asking is what happens next? Typically, after incidents like these, security forces launch search and rescue operations. These operations may involve patrols, intelligence gathering, and coordination with local communities. However, rescue efforts can be complex and time-consuming. Attackers often move victims to remote locations, making it difficult to track them quickly. Despite these challenges, there have been cases where kidnapped victims were successfully rescued or released. This gives hope to families and communities affected by these incidents. At the same time, security agencies often increase patrols in affected areas to prevent further attacks and reassure residents. The government may also review its security strategy, especially in regions experiencing repeated incidents. For many Nigerians, the key concern is prevention. People want to know what can be done to stop these attacks before they happen. Prevention involves multiple approaches, including strengthening intelligence, improving rapid response capabilities, and addressing the root causes of insecurity. These root causes may include economic challenges, lack of opportunities, and regional instability, which can create conditions that armed groups exploit. Addressing these issues requires long-term planning and coordinated effort. It is also important to recognize the bravery of those who stand up to protect their communities. The injured Army officer and vigilante member in this incident demonstrated courage in the face of danger. Their actions reflect the ongoing efforts of many Nigerians who work daily to maintain safety and security. As more information becomes available, authorities are expected to provide updates on the condition of the injured personnel and efforts to locate the kidnapped victims. Communities across Nigeria continue to hope for peace, stability, and safety. This latest incident serves as a reminder that security challenges remain a reality and staying informed is essential.